Hello, everyone. So let's start with the first question. So what would you like to do when you grow up? I'm sure all of you are tired of even hearing that. But it would make it a bit even funnier if I would just tell you that I'm not exactly asking you as young people. It's basically a question that we all have. So we're going to go through the pain algorithm, not because we're going to go through pain. I mean, it might be a little bit painful to listen to me for the next 15 minutes, but I will try to do my best to try to tell you maybe you would be a little bit easier in your path to become who you really want to be when you grow up. So what would you choose? Let's just say in your life, you have an option. You would be able to either take the easy path or the hard path. What would you choose? Would you just go and then try to go towards the hard life, or super easy, try to go and then try to have your life as easy as possible? But that's the problem. If you are trying to reach and try to go to the box of chocolate and try to get the chocolate, of course, what you would like to do is a sweet chocolate, something that is going to be tasty, it's going to feel amazing. But the reality is that in life is going to give you the good, life is going to give you the bad, and sometimes the ugly. And the only way not to get the bad and the ugly is just to don't reach and don't do anything. And that is the part that is going to make life way more complicated than what a lot of us would have. So not to get any of the bad and the ugly part, we just have to remember that we are not going to get any of the good parts in the middle. I have to go back. Perfect. Hi, my name is Ahmad. And the reason that I'm here and I'm talking to you guys is because on a day-to-day basis, this is what I do. What I do in life is that I turn ideas that they are just written on a napkin and try to create them into a company. To say that I do not come up with something that is already existing, but that we create it for those people. And because of that, I hope I will be able to help you, even though we don't have a lot of time here. With this very short amount of time, I will be able to guide you through what you really have to do so that you will be able to be a little bit easier in the path that you want to have in your life. Let's talk about the myth of happiness and success, because that's an issue. When you go back to social media, when you look at the TV, you see rich people who are happy. You see celebrities that they are powerful, they are successful, they're famous, and they're happy. And you see people that they are not having those statuses, and they are not either as happy or at least as pleasant towards your point of view in life. As you can see, even in this statue, there are cracks that you might not see, and there are parts that are censored for whatever reason. So the picture of success and the picture of the happiness you see in life is always censored, is always having pieces that you cannot see by yourself. And that is the reason that I would like to tell you that the pain is the ultimate motivator. I mean, not that pain, sorry. I mean, this pain. That pain cannot motivate you exactly, but this is me, not this week, but just a week ago, and I was doing my marathon. If you think that running a marathon is joy, no, it's not. It is painful. You start in the beginning, you think that, okay, so I'm going to run a few kilometers. You go back 10 kilometers, 20 kilometers, and then you really feel like, what am I doing with my life? Like, maybe I cannot even finish the line. It's painful. It's complicated. How am I going to go through the pain to try to go all the way to the end? But if you take a look at life, this is also what you have. Life is a marathon. You technically have at the beginning of the life maybe a bit easier, but as the time goes, it's going to be painful. You're going to have pain in your legs. You're going to have a problem with your breath. And at the same time, you really have to remember that you have to go all the way to the end to finish it. So what would you have to do to get that motivation and keep yourself to stay from the beginning to the end with the same level of energy? So to start from the beginning, this is not a story that is in the future. This is not something that I'm going to tell you that this is either only my story or yours. And a lot of time, in order to know what you have to do, you need good role models. And because we're in Warsaw, so the best thing to do is to start from where we are. So Maria Sadowska-Curie was a person just like you. The only thing was that she did not even have access to the higher education. So if she wanted to go to university, if she wanted to be the person that she is right now, she needed to go through pain. She needed to really struggle to get where she was. And it was not an easy path that you say that, honey, I'm just going to pay for your education. And then after that, you're going to get a personal tutor. Everything is going to be fine. And if not, somebody has to cry, somebody has to fail because it's painful, because it's hard. She went through that and she got a Nobel Prize. Not one, she got two. Now fly to the other side of the pond and try to talk about Steve Jobs. Let's just say he was just lucky. Let's just say that he was just walking around the Palo Alto Research Center and he managed to find a computer and then he just said, you know what, I'm just going to make it happen. But you guys know that that's not the full story. What he did, he built a company, it was pretty successful, but the moment that he wanted to get the joy of his success, he was failed. He was kicked out of his own company, but he managed to find a way to go back and managed to make it the successful company that we all see. I don't want to just talk about the stories and just make it another motivational talk or just tell you something that is just, oh, you can do whatever you want to do and everything is just in your head. No, I literally want to tell you that why your brains love struggle. There is a part that is called neuroplasticity. Your brain can literally regenerate and make it way better than what it is just by bringing yourself through that level of difficulties, through the struggle, through the pain. To be very specific, there is a part of your brain called AMCC. The point that some people tell you that as you grow up, your brain shrinks, your brain gets smaller, this is the part that they are talking about. And this is the part that the moment that you put yourself through the struggle, through the pain, it is going to grow and this is going to help you to be more motivated and be way sharper in your life. So this is not just a figure of a speech. And we're not going to go through the things that they are just good to say. This is all science-backed conversations that we're having together. Because I would like you to know that if there is pain in your life, if there are struggles in your life, this is not just because you are behind other people. You have to look at it as a way that you are somehow trying to elevating your level of cognitive activities and the way that you look at life. So I don't want you to just be here and then try to get some theories and then just go with it. I would like you to somehow try to understand it from now and then try to see after you leave this call, this talk and all the conversations that we're having together, how am I going to be a little better version of myself? You can go through the cognitive trainings. There are so many different ways you would be able to elevate your brain activities and then try to be still yourself, but a better version of yourself. The other story is a physical exercises. I saw your school. I can see that you have a lot of facilities. Try to use it. Try to have as much physical exercise as possible. The mention about the marathon is because of the same story. You also have a dopamine regulation. I know that you guys are so nice, and for the next 15 minutes, you're not going to go to your TikTok and your Instas are going to be so sad. But trust me, regulating this dopamine is going to drastically help you to be able to be the better version and be who you really want to be when you grow up. The other part is the control discomfort. The moment that you are living in your life without having any problems and any pain, the moment something small happens, you're so much distressed, you're so much out of control that you just break under that small thing. But the moment that you manage to teach yourself a little bit of even a small fasting or something that to an extent will be able to teach you how you can control a little bit of discomfort, this also helps you immensely. Sleep optimization is not an option. Sleep optimization is that if you would like to live healthy, if you would like to live long, you have to have an optimized life. And the optimized life comes with an optimized sleeping. And the last part is meditation and breath work. I mean, unfortunately, I cannot tell you just to go and try to run a marathon and come back because that might take a little bit more than the time that I have here. Nor I can ask you to go to sleep unless some of you are already tired of my speech and you are already sleeping. That might somehow help you with your optimization of sleep. I just would like to see if I would be able to help a little bit with the breathing. So the light is on my face, so I cannot really see you. So I really hope that you guys are doing what I'm asking you to do. So there is a method called 4-7-8. So you have to breathe in for 4 seconds, keep it for 7 seconds, and then breathe out for 8 seconds. So it's only 4 times, so it's not going to take a lot of time. So start with me. So breathe in, and then breathe out, and then again breathe in, good. I just wanted you to somehow try to take it at least as something that if somebody asks you if you have ever tried some breathing techniques, you could say yes. There is another issue, guys. I don't want to be here and then try to say that everything that you know till now was a lie, and then you go and you say, finally have my eyes open to the reality and everything is going to be new. No, I know that that is not going to be true. The reality is that happiness is an illusion that you believe it or not, after this, you are still going to see it the same way. The reality is that there is a paradox called the Easter paradox. I mean, again, like Easter limb paradox. So the reality is as follows. The moment that your income is a little bit in the bottom part, the moment that you make a little bit of more money, your happiness drastically changes. But as it goes into a level, then it plateaus. Then you're all still going to be the same person. The level of happiness is going to still stay the same. So that is going to be an empty happiness. You're not going to be happier and happier. We really want to go from struggle to strength. And that is not the struggle that I'm talking about. It's not a turtle that is his back. It doesn't go anywhere. It doesn't even know how to stand up. What we're talking is a sprout. It's under the ground. It's dark. It's under pressure. It's not the environment that it wants to be, but it doesn't give up. It doesn't rut. It just think of how I am going to get out of this mud. How am I going to go up? How I'm going to adapt to my environment. And I'm going to reach the mastery. I'm going to reach the level that I have to go, to the level that I deserve. You always have two choices in your life. You can either go with the slow path or the fast path. You can either go to the path that you already know that it exists. You know that there is going to be no failure. That's my dad's job. That is my mom's job. That is what everybody else in my neighborhood is doing. Or the fast one. You're definitely going to fail. There is no way you go to the fast line and you're going to do everything correctly and everything that you thought this is going to happen is going to happen. You have to endure pain. You have to endure a lot of understanding of things that you didn't know even 2 seconds ago existed. But this is going to be the way that you're going to be faster to where you really wanted to go. And guys, this is not a complicated story. Anytime anybody told you would you like to be a startup? Would you like to start a startup? They are between the line telling you that you have to go through the fast way. It's not everybody's cup of tea, but if you would like to have this, I'm showing you the path. So, let us talk about the fear factor. Why people are not going through the fast part? Because it's scary, guys. Because the moment that you're trying to enter somewhere and it's dark and you don't know what is in front of you, you're scared. What to do to not to be scared? You have to embrace the pain. And again, I told you, this is not a motivational speech. I'm really going to tell you what to do. First, identify what is holding you back. Don't randomly cut over and say that, you know what, I'm scared of losing money. I'm scared of losing my status. So that's why I'm not going to do that. Then, what you have to do, embrace it as a challenge, not as a barrier. How am I going to make myself comfortable financially? How am I going to make myself not worried about going to another country and start my education there? And then after that, push yourself as much as you can. Push through the future yourself. Put it to yourself of what you have in the future in front of you. And then try to just say that this is where I'm going to be. Model it for yourself and say that this is where I'm going to go. You will thank yourself. It's not something you can do by yourself. You need real people, you need real struggles, and you need real triumphs. Don't try to find fake goals and achieve them and be happy about it. Don't surround yourself with people that they always tell you that you're right and you're amazing and be happy about it. What you really need is real, and real. And that is the way that you would be able to survive and you would be able to grow because you are a part of a community. And you have to remember that your pain is your power. It's not because you have a pain, you have a problem in your life. This is, guys, what we call the X factor. This is the X in the TEDx. The moment that you manage to have that X in your life, then you would be able to achieve what you really want to achieve in your life. And the reason that this is called X, because this is hard to find. Because the reality is that your pain is not my pain, and my pain is not yours. I went through mine, and that is why I'm here. That is why I can be very happy and be proud that I have a job that a lot of other people are somehow, I don't want to say envious of what I do, but that's pretty close because I didn't choose somebody else's path. I chose as my path because I found my pain and I turned it into the path that I want to have. And now I help other people to also do the same thing for them. So I really want you to remember, you have to find your X factor. and then try to build around it so that you will be able to achieve. And the moment that you not to grow older, but rather becoming to the age that you always wanted to be, you're going to be happy with who you are. And with that, I would like you to find your hard mode. Find the resilient person that can go through everything and nothing is going to break it. And there is a story behind this, guys. You have to choose the hard path if you really want to get there, because the easy path is not going to make a carbon and make a diamond out of that. It is either going to be under pressure or hard or nothing. And the most important thing is this. If you really want to start it, you have to start now. Thank you.